move to the end of this session, and I will request the Deputy Representative UNICEF, Dr. Anusa Kabul, to please say a few words, and then we'll...
I wish I speak Urdu. I would just say Assalamu alaikum, and really good afternoon. I'm very delighted to be here. I wish I could have had time to be here for the whole conference. I really enjoyed the conversation, all the presentations. It's really where we need to be. And let me just start by a question that was asked about the emergency and children in conflict. Just to remind you that UNICEF approach is very inclusive. It's reaching every child, who they are, wherever they are, and where they live. So that's our approach. It's an inclusive approach, where children's rights are violated, where children are deprived, we intend to be there and provide the needed services. And just to respond directly to the question that was asked, we are currently developing our new country program, and we are at the work planning phase. And Pakistan administered Kashmir and GB are going to be particularly looked at and have a work plan and how we can better reach the vulnerable children in these areas. So that's what I can say with regards to the question. The second element is the emergency aspect. As you know, UNICEF is not just development organization. We are dealing with emergency and we are dealing with development. To the point that when the emergency hit here, the floods, we were on day one on the ground because our approach is to prepare. And when it hit, we had 2 million worth of supplies on site that we can mobilize and start the response very quickly. And we have established very quickly temporary learning centers for the children to continue to learn. We have at the same time established places where the children can play, they can interact, etc., etc. So, and at the same time, we have been early on with support of Saba and the nutrition team and the education team to work together to come up with approaches to deal with the ECD in emergency. Obviously, this is something we need to continue to work on, but we have been cognizant about it and we have been addressing it. The message that I really want us to drive with is that we have heard a lot about the education aspect, but ECD is an integrated approach. It's not just education. We have the health component, we have the nutrition component, we have the protection component, protection as a whole, but child protection component. So it is very important. If we really want to make a dent, we have to integrate. That's why my second message is, how do we coordinate across all these sectors to make sure that we can make a difference? Let me share what we are trying to do in UNICEF in the new country program. Obviously, we will look at it across the board through the life cycle, but we also want to integrate. And as such, we are going to identify deprived districts. And when you look at the deprived district, ECD is also another element that we need to look at, where the malnutrition is high, out-of-school children are high, adolescent issues is also needs to be addressed. We want to identify across the country 10% of the district deprived, where we are going to work and integrate all these elements to see what differences we are making. So that's what we want to do, and I think there is a room for coordination. The other message that I want to drive is the question that was asked, the budgeting aspect. we cannot do things without resources. Obviously, budget is there. We need to find a way to better budget, including ECD. And the fourth message that I really want us to take forward is, I heard about the facility level approach, but community level is where we need to go. We need to do the facility, of course, but the community level, engaging the community in such a way that it is integrated in the work that we are doing at the community level, that it become a habit for the community, is where we need to go. Otherwise, we will not be able to make a difference. So these are the messages I just wanted to give very quickly, but let me just finish by saying that the government has done a lot here, and our work is to support the government. There are a lot of materials, a lot of tools that have been put forward, and I think as partners, our role is to make sure we support the government to scale up, to reach more children, not only at facility level, but also at the community level. Thank you very much, and I will do my best to come back for the closing. Thank you very much.